Hey guys, how's it going? This is Mike from M&R Automotive. Today we have a brand new 2025 Ram RHO and we're installing a curved 40-inch slim light bar. The first thing you want to do, we're going to remove the top cover. It's held by nothing but push pins. So these push pins, just get a screwdriver, pry it underneath, kind of twist it a little bit. I have a prying tool, makes it a little simpler. So here I'm going to take all of them out. So now that we got all the push pins out, we can just lift up on the plastic trim, kind of get it unpinched from the sides. So now we can go ahead and unclip the top cover and put this away. So the next thing we want to remove is this top brow, and we have to remove 8mm screws all around. So after removing all the bolts on top, we notice there's two push pins, one on each side. We're going to go ahead and pry these off as well. Go. 1, 2. Now after removing everything, this should just come out. So now we have 4 10mm screws that we have to remove here. So the next thing I want to do, I want to unclip these side panels. So there are clips here along the edge of this panel that we're trying to unclip. I like to use painter's tape in order to protect the surface, because I am going to be prying it with a screwdriver. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this here. Better safe than sorry. I don't want to scratch anything up. So when I peel this, there's latches here. So here you can see that latch, and I'm going to try to pry it with a screwdriver. There we go. If you press down on it like this, it'll unlatch. Okay, so I'm going to work my way up. The hardest one is the bottom latch, because the top ones, they'll release themselves. There we go. There's only 3 clips that we're trying to undo. So now I'm on the passenger side. I'm going to grab my tape just to kind of protect the plastic trim. And I'm going to do the same thing. Now once you unclip the bottom one, it's a lot easier to get the top ones. It's all clips. So now that we got all the clips off, we can remove these 3 screws. These are 10mm. So let's do the same thing on the driver's side. So we took out these 3 bolts. And now we just have to unclip the top and we can pull the grill off. So there's a camera that we have to unhook, and the plug will be right here. Let's go ahead and disconnect the camera. So we're gonna go ahead and remove this clip. That's gonna free up this harness. Okay, so now there's a button here on top. You're gonna press it and you're just gonna disconnect it. So now the fact that the camera is disconnected and all the hardware, we can raise these clips up and remove the top grill. Pop this up, and we're going to go ahead and remove. That not scratch anything. So now that we have our grill off, let me show you which bolts we're going to use to install our M&R brackets. Okay, so if you peel back the rubber, there's 2 bolts here. We're gonna remove the inner one. So now that we removed it, we're not going to be using these because the hardware is going to get replaced with the M&R bolts. So we're going to put this aside. So this is the second one. Same thing on the passenger side. We're going to remove it and we're going to replace it with M&R hardware. So I'm going to put this aside. Let me show you what you get with the M&R kit. So you get 2 replacement bolts, 2 1-inch spacers, 2 brackets, and then you have 2 light bar brackets. So let me show you how to assemble them. So when looking at the brackets, there's no left and right. The only thing you have to pay attention to is there's a hole and a slot. The hole is going to go on the vehicle, and the slot is going to go where you connect the light bar. So I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to grab the long bolt, the spacer, and the bracket. I'm going to thread the bolt into the round hole on the bracket. We're going to leave the oval for adjustment for the light bar. And then we're going to use the 1-inch spacer on the bottom. So now we're going to replace the bolts that we just removed with this setup, and I'm just going to finger tighten it. The main reason I don't want to tighten all the way is because we're going to find out the spacing when we thread the light bar into these ovals. Now we're going to do the same thing on the passenger side. So I'm going to thread the bolt through the round part of the bracket. I'm going to install the 1-inch spacer on the bottom, and we're going to reinstall it. I'm going to tighten it a little bit. And now we're going to install the light bar in between these 2 tabs, and when we have them properly aligned, we'll do the final tie down of these bolts. So now let's go to the light bar. I'm going to install the side cap. So I'm going to take one of the side caps and pay attention to the orientation of the bracket. The bolt that goes down is on the inside of the light bar, not the outside, the inside. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to align it with the side of the light bar, and I'm going to use supplied hardware, the bolt and washer, to thread it in. I also want to point out that the wiring of the light bar should be on the driver's side, because that's where auxiliary switches are. So it'd be a lot easier to route this wire towards the auxiliary switch hookups. So the wire's on the driver's side and the brackets are pointing inward. So now I'm going to do the same thing on the passenger side. The bolt is on the bottom going inwards. Awesome. So now we're attaching this bolt into the slot of this bracket. And in order we're doing that is to find the midpoint of the light bar. So this is just a temporary mock-up while we center everything perfectly. The light bar has 36 LEDs. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 17, 18. So this is our midpoint, and it is aligned to center. So now we know when we tighten those bolts that the light bar is going to be perfectly centered after we install the grill. Now that you have it centered, we can actually tighten the bolts that hold the M&R bracket. Alright, now we can remove it and we're going to reinstall the grill. So I'll make sure not to skip this step, because you do want to make sure that your light bar is centered with the grill and it's not off to the side. So this way we mocked it up, we centered the bolts to the permanent location, and then we tighten these bolts here in order to secure the bracket. Let's go ahead and install the grill back on, and then this is going to be the last step where we're attaching the light bar onto these tabs. So one thing I do want to point out when reinstalling the grill, that you have to go bottom end first. It has to click in and then it kind of ties in. So with somebody helping you with these panels to move it and maneuver it back in place. Hold on, let me get this side first. Hold on, let me get this side first. Hold on, let me get this side first. So there's plenty of space here between the bolt and the grill, but you just have to direct it to go around the sides here where we took out the 3 bolts on the sides. There we go. So just to show you, there is space between the bracket and the bolt. It is pretty tight, but they're not actually touching. Now that the grill's on, we can reinstall the light bar and use the supplied hardware to secure the light bar. And same thing on the passenger side, we're going to install the supplied nuts for the light bar. And we're just going to tighten it with a wrench. Now we're finished with installing the light bar. Let's go ahead and wire it up. So the main reason why we have the light bar wiring on the right side is because the auxiliary switches, the connections are on the right side as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tuck this wire behind here, I'm going to bring it up the fender, and I'm going to make all my connections here in the engine bay. And the wire gets tucked as easy as that. Now I'm going to pass the wire up the engine bay, and I'm going to grab it on the inside. Alright, now that we have the wire in the engine bay, it's time to connect it to auxiliary switches. So the light bar that we're installing today, it's a single function light bar. So it's powerful white light, which would be identical if you were to be installing the powerful amber light bar as well. It only has 2 wires. It has the positive and the ground. If you're installing a dual function light bar, you'll actually have 1 more wire here. It's either blue or white depending on the type of light bar that you get, and that one's for the amber DRL. So because we do not have an amber DRL feature with this light bar, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to use 1 auxiliary switch to power this light bar. Alright, so if you're looking at this, this was surrounding the wires. So by reading this legend, the pink wire with a dark blue tracer, that's switch number 1. The pink wire with a dark green tracer, that's switch number 2. Pink with a violet tracer, that's switch number 3, and switch number 4 is pink with a tan. So we are going to install this light bar on switch number 1, auxiliary 1, which is pink and dark blue. I'm going to go ahead and take off this shield. And let me take some wire out. So I'm going to put a crimp connector on the red wire, and we're going to crimp it to the pink with a blue stripe. We'll give it a tug to make sure you have a good connection. And one more thing we have to do, we have to ground the light bar. That's why we have an eyelet on here. We crimp the eyelet onto the black part of the cable, and we're going to ground it using this bolt here. We're going to remove this bolt, slide the eyelet through it, and reinstall it. Now slide this here. Alright, awesome. Now we can test it out. So let's go ahead and test it. We assigned it to switch number 1. Oh, I love how this light bar hugs the grill. It's super close, very neatly tucked in, and puts out plenty of light. Thank you guys for watching. I know you guys are going to love the product. I hope you guys learned something. and I hope you guys got all the confidence you guys need in order to install this product yourself. I know you guys are going to love the product.